After months of restrictions, we finally managed to get an organised cruise together at the Liverpool Sailing Club. Oh, here we go. Nice rainy day at the Liverpool Sailing Club, but we're diehards. Flotation suit it is for me today, just to get through the puddles. And there we go, there's Jeremy with his Osprey 5, I believe it is. And there is Ronnie's Sevtech. He's done a beautiful job. Everyone thought it was the most beautiful Sevtech they'd ever seen. Ricky in his IH3. Dabbers his Hod Pod in the foreground. Ben in his Tidal Pro that Ricky's just about to fly past. The uptake for the cruise here at Liverpool was fantastic. We had 23 craft, 22 went out, one was a no-go from the start, but it was amazing. We had about 40 people there for the weekend as well. Those of you that have flown at Liverpool will know that the Liverpool mud, especially up here by this slipway, is the stickiest mud in the country. Had a couple of guests came, Emma and Aid. Emma had contacted me saying that they'd like to come along and see what it's all about. Aid had flown at a Hovercraft Experience Day and really liked it. Jeremy very kindly provided them with dry suits and life jackets and took them out for the day. And Aid had a bit of a fly round on the beach in my Marlin. A bit of information about the craft that were there. There was 11 Marlins, 2 Snappers, 1 Tidal Pro, 2 IH3s, 1 Osprey, 1 Hovpod, 1 Sevtech, 1 Eagle GP, 1 Vortex Sirocco, and Wouter Special that Mark flew. It was a fantastic turnout with a real variety of craft. Yeah. Unfortunately, when we landed on this beach, when we went to leave, Robert's belt snapped on his Marlin. Luckily, Dave Beard had a spare. It's not hovercrafting unless something's broken and men can stand around and stare at an engine. And so he Jeremy flew him back. They all gathered around the craft and did a lot of nodding and pointing. I think they like these mechanicals. They like to all get involved, and it's that kind of a sport where everybody does, and it's fantastic. So yeah, Jeremy flew Robert back for the right-sized socket in his Osprey, and it was soon mended and managed to get back to the Liverpool Sailing Club under its own steam. while we were all stood round on the beach, people came and went. Some of them went up to the Runcorn Bridge, some to the Hale Lighthouse. So Danny and Rob H towed Michael's craft back. He'd had a head gasket failure, so he was another casualty of the day. And here they are. As you can see, the weather improved muchly on the Saturday from the torrential rain in the morning. Everybody arriving back to the sailing club and parking their craft and heading to the barbecue that Sue and Phil very kindly put on for us. It was greatly received. So, Sunday morning and the weather was looking promising. Great big thanks to the Liverpool Sailing Club for hosting us and allowing us to all be there for the weekend. It was fantastic. Ricky took David the Commodore out for a bit of a fly. First time he'd ever been in a hovercraft on this Sunday morning. And I tell you, that craft was made for that kind of thing. And he loved it, had a great time. So the next thing that we tried to do was get everybody together on the sandbar for a group photo. Now, as my Robert said, it is a bit like herding cats trying to rein in all these rebel hovercrafters, but we did manage to get a fair few all lined up on the sand for a photograph. Which was a good thing, and then we headed out for the day up under the old Runcorn Bridge to the new Runcorn Bridge, and then somewhere I'd never been before. I'd never been past the Thelwell power plant. We went all the way up to the weir in Warrington, which anyone that knows the area knows is quite a ways actually from where we started, under a whole bunch of bridges. So it was a day of bridges, another fantastic day out in the Hovercraft, to top off what had been a brilliant weekend. I'm not sure if anyone has noticed or not, but Robert didn't take his craft out on Sunday. Colin, who actually got quite badly sunburnt on the Saturday, kindly let Robert take his craft out. So in this video, Robert's flying Colin's craft. At this point, it started to rain a little bit, and so I put a coat on. I have to say, the next leg of the journey, the rain was hitting my face and it felt like hailstones. It was quite violent at one point. You can see I had to hold my hood up so it didn't blow off. But it was just a short, quick shower, and it soon stopped, as it does. So Jim made it through the gates. We all got loaded. I took my craft home and washed all that sticky mud off of it. But it was another great weekend. Thanks again to everybody that came, and to the Liverpool Sailing Club for doing such a fantastic job of hosting us all. Till the next one.